Have you ever found yourself in the midst of a debate about pro-choice and pro-life perspectives? It's a topic that stirs strong emotions, a debate that dives deep into the core of our beliefs about life, rights, and personal freedom. This discourse, often polarized, is about more than just politics or religion. It's about fundamental human rights, ethical dilemmas, and societal implications. The pro-choice perspective emphasizes autonomy over one's body, privacy rights, health, safety, and socioeconomic factors. On the flip side, the pro-life perspective focuses on the right to life, ethical and moral concerns, the potential for exploitation, and alternatives to abortion. In this video, we will present a balanced view, exploring the key arguments from both perspectives without taking sides. We aim to foster understanding and respectful dialogue, shedding light on this complex issue. So let's delve deeper, shall we? Dive into the complex world of pro-choice and pro-life perspectives, understanding the key arguments from both sides. Imagine a world where every decision about your body is made by someone else. How would that feel? This is the heart of the pro-choice perspective, the belief in the autonomy over one's body and the right to privacy. It's a perspective that champions the right of women to make decisions about their own bodies, including the decision to terminate a pregnancy. In this view, the female body is not a public space, nor is it a vessel to be governed by external forces. Rather, it's a private domain, one that should be under the control of the individual woman herself. The pro-choice perspective asserts that pregnancy is a deeply personal experience, one that can be filled with joy and anticipation, but also with fear, uncertainty, and risk. It argues that no one else, not even the state, should have the power to dictate what a woman does with her body during this transformative time. Supporters of this perspective often point out that the right to privacy is a cornerstone of our society and is enshrined in many of our laws. They argue that to deny a woman the right to make decisions about her own body is to infringe on her privacy rights, which can lead to a slippery slope of other rights being eroded. The pro-choice perspective emphasizes personal freedom and privacy, but what about the life that could be? What if every potential life had a voice? What would they say? This question is at the heart of the pro-life perspective, which fiercely advocates for the right to life. This perspective holds that every life, even the unborn, has an inherent right to exist. As we delve into this viewpoint, we find a belief that life begins at conception, making the unborn not just potential life, but life itself. They argue that abortion, therefore, is tantamount to denying this life the right to exist, the right to experience the world, the right to grow and learn and love. This perspective is not without its emotional appeal. After all, who among us can say we have not wondered about the potential of every life? Who among us can say we have not felt a pang of sadness at the thought of a life unfulfilled? However, as compelling as the right to life argument may be, it is not without controversy. Critics argue that this perspective does not adequately consider the rights and well-being of the mother. They question whether it is fair or even ethical to prioritize the life of the unborn over the rights of the woman carrying that life. The pro-life perspective gives a voice to the voiceless. But is it fair to ignore the rights of the mother? This question continues to fuel the debate, highlighting the complexity and deeply personal nature of this issue. But what happens when the health, safety, or economic stability of the mother is at risk? These are the questions that drive the pro-choice perspective. It advocates for a woman's autonomy to make decisions that best serve her health and well-being. It argues that a woman should not be compelled to carry a pregnancy to term if it poses significant health or safety risks. Furthermore, the pro-choice perspective also considers socioeconomic factors that might affect the child's life. They argue that a woman should have the right to decide if she is financially capable of providing for a child. It takes into account the potential life of hardship and deprivation that a child may face if born into a situation of economic instability. The pro-choice perspective argues that these factors should be considered. But does this justify ending a potential life? That's a question that continues to fuel this ongoing debate. But is there a middle ground? Could there be alternatives that respect both the mother and the potential life? Let's delve into the pro-life perspective, which raises some significant ethical and moral concerns. Pro-life advocates argue that every life from conception has inherent worth and dignity. They believe that ending a life, no matter how early in its development, is morally wrong. This perspective views the unborn as individuals with rights of their own, separate from the mothers. The potential for exploitation in the abortion industry is another concern. For instance, some argue that abortion providers may pressure women into making decisions without fully understanding their alternatives or the potential emotional and physical consequences. This concern extends to situations where financial gain could compromise the quality of care or the patient's best interests. So what are the alternatives? Adoption is often suggested as a viable option, offering a lifeline to couples unable to conceive. There's also the possibility of providing more comprehensive support to pregnant women, particularly those facing socioeconomic challenges. This could include improved healthcare, free childcare, and better access to education and job opportunities. However, it's important to note that while these alternatives aim to address the concerns of the pro-life perspective, they may not fully consider the complexities of each woman's situation. Pro-life advocates argue for alternatives and protection against exploitation. But do these alternatives address all concerns? So, where does this leave us in the debate between pro-choice and pro-life? We've explored autonomy and privacy, balanced against the right to life. We've considered health, safety, and socioeconomic factors against ethical concerns, potential exploitation, and alternatives to abortion. This issue is complex, layered with valid arguments from both perspectives. It's not about winning a debate, but about engaging in a respectful dialogue, understanding each other's viewpoint. This is a complex issue with valid arguments on both sides. It's important to continue the conversation with understanding and respect. Please feel free to comment below. If you like this type of video, please like and subscribe.